So if you are a test engineer or if you are someone who is going to learn machine learning from scratch, and if you want to learn Python right away from scratch, then this particular video is for you all. And this is going to be very useful because in today's session, we're going to do deep dive into the initial basics of Python. Now that we've installed Python in the last session, which you have seen, now in today's session, we're going to look at how do we get started with Python? How do we configure Python? And how do we get it working for us, right? So do not miss this video. Watch it till the end because there will be few important details which you might miss if you do not watch it till the end. So don't skip it till the end. Just watch it till the end right away. Okay. So let's deep dive into creation of code using Python. Now that you have learned that, okay, Python is how it's going to be installed, and now you want to start learning Python, what you want to do is you want to come to PyCharm project. Okay. I already had a project created in my last session. So I'll continue from here. Right click on it and you would be able to create a new either a package like a Python package is like nothing but like a folder which will have a collection of Python files, or you can directly go for Python file creation. So I'll go for Python file creation for now to keep it simple. We'll give it a name as welcome. That's it, because it will already append the py extension automatically. You just have to select the Python file. Now, once you have created this inside the project, you can type some commands to get started with. So I'll explain you all a very basic command to start off with. You can write print. So you might be having some context from other programming language like C, C++, or Java, or you might be a complete beginner. That's perfectly fine. In today's video, we are going to focus that any particular person who may or may not have any coding background would be able to understand. And by the way, I'm using Python 3, so the syntax would be the ones which we are having the latest Python versions for. So you can stick to the same syntax which I'm showing right now. So I'll say welcome to Python. A simple one. No need to have any semicolon or any kind of other ending syntax being provided. We just have to write print and that is it. You have saved the file and now let's click on run the program. So when you click on this button, run the program, what it will do is that in the background, there will be a particular engine called Python interpreter. So what the Python interpreter does is that it will convert your source code, whatever code you've written, into a bytecode, and it will also dynamically interpret it so that it will be able to give us the output back to the user. And this is the console window where we are able to show the output. So this was a very simple program to get started off with. Okay. So as and when we go deep dive into small elementary concepts, we will be learning few more things. But do not worry, you can just watch my entire playlist of Python. I will link the description in my video. So have a look at that. And with this, you will be able to follow baby steps to learn Python from scratch. Okay. So let's now go on to certain more concepts in this particular program. Now that you've learned how to do a simple print, now what we can do is that we can try to learn about variables. Okay. And before that, let's learn about comments. So let's learn about comments first, because comments is something like very basic thing. You don't even need to know about anything about programming. So let's start with comments. So comments in Python, we have a single line comment, which is nothing but you can put a hash symbol and then you can write any text. Okay. So this particular text will not be counted as a part of your compilation of your program. So what do you mean by compilation if you're too much new to the programming world? Compilation means whenever you write any particular programming code and if you make it run, okay, there is a engine called compiler. That compiler will try to assess whether your syntax is absolutely right. If it is right, it will not give you any error. It will directly be able to give you the output. But if there is any kind of error, it will point out to which particular line is having error. So let's take an example. I'm purposely making it incorrect one. Okay. So what do you mean by error is what I'm going to showcase now. So let's run the program again. You can see that we have got some error, right? It's pinpointing exactly to which particular line we've got the error. That's line number 1. And it says under this function name, it's showing multiple arrow. It's saying it's not a defined method. So it's a name error that this kind of a method name doesn't exist in the Python syntax. Okay, so this is what I was referring to. So like that, we are going to have multiple different concepts revealed as we go on. So for now, let's talk about the comments. So this is a single line comment. Now, what if a user wants to provide certain description to this particular program? So we can do that with the help of multi-line comments also. Basically have three apostrophes to start off with and three apostrophes to end with. And then you can say functional documentation, or let's say we want to write it for the program, not for a function. So you can say program documentation. This program will help us to learn Python from scratch. That's it. So this is all about the comments concept, a single line comment and a multi-line comment. Okay. Now that we have learned these two small elementary concepts, I would just try to take one more concept today, and that is it for this particular session. So let's say that you want to work with mathematics. Okay. For example, you want to do such mathematical operations and you want to use programming's help for the same. Now, let's say you want to do addition. Okay. For the addition purpose, what you would need to do, you would need to store two variables, like store two numbers basically, and then perform the addition. So we'll try to do the same thing here. So what we will do is that we'll give a variable called a. Let's give it a value. Okay. So I'm just giving it a value like 10. Okay. Now in other programming languages, if you might have come across Java or any other programming languages, you might be giving a data type. You might be giving a data type like int a equal to 10. Okay. Similarly for the other languages, but I'm not going to confuse you all right now. You don't have to give any data type at the moment for Python. You can just directly play around with the variables directly here. So let's say a equal to 10, b equal to 20, or let's say 20.5. Okay, let's assume it's a different variable for now, or we can keep it simple. Let's take it 20. Okay. Now I want to do a sum operation or an addition operation. So I can simply say a sum equal to a plus b, and let's say I want to print the value. So I can say print sum. Now in Python, if you want to print a value along with a variable, okay, now it depends upon what type of variable it is. Okay, so for now, since we're discussing about the numbers only, so we'll stick to that for the moment. So for now, just to keep it simpler, I don't want to deep dive into that new concept right now. So I'm just going to put a comma and I'm going to put sum. So just keep in mind that whenever you want to print a value appended with your string context in your print method, you have to use a single comma. Okay. Now I know the people with Java background may try to confuse sometimes by putting plus here. It works if this particular variable is also a string variable, just to clarify. If it's not a string variable, it may throw you an error. So just to be on a safer side, always ensure you use comma after you have put some context in the string variable inside the print. Okay, let's just do a simple operation of addition and let's try to run this program and see what is the output. So we'll go ahead and run the program. Here you go. So we have got the output as 30. So this was a very simple example which I've taken in today's session with explanation of what is comments, what are variable, okay, and we will come behind as to how it was able to assign a value and identify, okay, this is an integer variable. All those things, whatever the logistical things are there, we will be uncovering it in our next session. So stay tuned for that and do subscribe to my channel if you have not done it. Thank you so much.